Hi guys, I'm Liviu and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to repair a transmitter, X7 transmitter, which doesn't start anymore. When you plug the battery or USB and try to start it up, it only produces one click from the speaker and that's all, nothing else. It doesn't get recognized by the PC. What I noticed right away is that the MCU, which is this one, gets extremely hot, and also the motherboard takes around 200 milliamperes, which is a lot, keeping in mind that it doesn't do anything. But the dead giveaway that led me to believe that this transmitter has actually an MCU problem is that when measuring the 3.3 volt rail, it goes to ground, actually almost a short 30 ohms or something like that, and that was the that giveaway. So if I take my multimeter leads, and I have here, if you see, 3.3 volts and ground. So if I try to probe this, I have 33 ohms, which is not by far a good result. I should see almost nothing there. Also, because the MCU gets pretty damn hot, I suspect that this MCU is indeed almost killed. This X7 was worked on by somebody else in the past, because as you see here, this cap, which is on the 3.3 volts, was soldered to previously. Also this pin here too, which led me to believe that somebody installed the crossfire mod on this transmitter. I would not say this is the reason for the MCU dying. It's a possibility. I don't think so, because I've seen a lot of X9Ds and X7s with the same issue. And if you go online, because I did, just to be sure this is not a software issue, I've seen a lot of people asking about this problem. Obviously, if the MCU is dead, you can easily solve this by buying a new motherboard. But if you can do soldering like I do, and I bet many of you can do it, you can just replace the MCU and flash it. Supposedly, after replacing the MCU, the PC would recognize in bootloader mode. And yep. So let's disconnect everything from the motherboard. Yep. This is a nasty little connector here. Why doesn't it want to go out? I don't know. Okay, we have here another one. Yep. We have another one here. Another nasty one here. Yep. One here. And we also have this screen connector. Take out the screws that hold down the motherboard. Taking care of our screws. Okay, unfortunately I don't have a better camera on my microscope yet. I'm waiting for it. So in the future I will improve the quality of the image I capture from my microscope. It's almost impossible to tell you how much better the image I see through the eyepieces is but hopefully in the near future I can show you guys a better image. Let's check again for the short we were talking about. This is the 3.3 volts. A dead short, alright. Good. Power on the hot air and heating up the board easily if we can manage it. Yep, the solder was crazy, and I guess also the PCB itself, it's big. It was a struggle to take out this MCU. Taking my solder wick and clean those pads free of any remains. Okay, I don't know if you can see that cap on the left here. Doesn't look that awesome because somebody used some bad quality solder in it. Guys, I urge you, please don't buy cheap solder. Q-tip, and let's clean this flux remains here. Okay, so we cleaned it. Now let's take the leads of our multimeter and see if the 3.3 volt short is still there or not. And obviously we have no short. Okay, we cleaned, and now we are placing solder on the pads. Okay, and now placing some flux. Okay, found the MCU. This is our MCU, fresh. Placing it on the PCB as accurately as we can. If you don't have a hot air gun to take it out in the first place, you can come with a very fine tip and just cut out the pins, and after that desolder each individual pin from the PCB. Okay, so we have all the connections, no bridges left. Everything seems to be okay. Q-tip and alcohol to clean up this mess. Okay, so everything looks to be almost okay. Let's make sure our short on 3.3 volts it's not there. It shouldn't be. Yep, it is not. Let's put everything back together and see if our computer recognizes anything. Taking my screws. Put back everything together and let's see if the computer recognizes the MCU. Okay, the transmitter was recognized by the PC and also by the OpenTX companion, and now everything is writing, the firmware I mean. Let's try and power it from the outside and see what we get. Okay, right now let's power on my power supply, 9 volts. And it works. So we managed to fix it. Everything works as expected. The only problem is that I don't have an SD card inside, so it doesn't read models and stuff like that. Okay guys, this was the repair of Taranis X7, which had the bad MCU. And from what I've seen, there are a lot of X7s and X9Ds which had this problem. And most definitely the MCU is also the problem there. Yep, well, thank you very much guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also you will find the Patreon link into the description if you want to help me out. And thank you. Till the next time, see you.